Hello and good morning, everyone, and happy Fat Bear Week. My name is Lexi. I am an educator here at the Stone Zoo, and today I am joined by our black bears, Smokey and Bubba, so they can help me talk a little bit about Fat Bear Week. As always, if you have any questions during our chat today, please feel free to put those in the comments, and I will try my very best to answer them at the end. So, just so you know, the bear that you are looking at in the water is Smokey, and the one over on the left who is making his way over is Bubba, and they are brother bears. Now, I'm going to start by talking a little bit about Fat Bear Week. This is a very exciting week for the National Park Service, more specifically in Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska. So, from October 5th through 11th, park rangers put together a March Madness style bracket documenting all of the biggest grizzly bears they have in the park. And people just like you and I can vote on your favorite fat bear. And on Tuesday, October 11th, one grizzly bear will reign champion and be your fat bear of 2022. Now, talking all about fat bears. Why are fat bears important? So for grizzly bears, black bears who are about to go into dormancy, fat equals survival. So the fatter that these bears are going into their dormancy, the better chance they have of having a healthy winter season, and they will be all set in the springtime. So when we celebrate these fat bears, we are celebrating Katmai's healthy ecosystem. So these bears are surviving by eating about a year's worth of food in only 6 months. So as these bears get ready to go into dormancy, they are weighing, the biggest bears are weighing in at around 1,200 pounds or 1,200 pounds. Now, in that off season where they are out of dormancy and they're kind of just doing their thing in like the spring and the summer, they're weighing anywhere from 400 to 800 pounds. Now, you may have noticed, and I hope you did, that I have been saying that they are going into dormancy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this now. So we're going to talk about dormancy versus hibernation. So we have historically been told that bears go into hibernation. They go into a cave or a den where they sleep for the entire winter. So I hope that this is exciting new knowledge for you, but bears are not true hibernators. So an animal who goes into hibernation is going to sleep for the winter and is not waking up until spring. Bears, on the other hand, will actually wake up and stir a little bit during those winter months. So this is why we call it dormancy instead of hibernation. So animals who hibernate are groundhogs and skunks, but bears are animals who go dormant. So the bears in Katmai National Park are going through their dormancy prep, and there is a large number of salmon that is readily available from late June through September. So they have been snacking and munching on as much salmon as possible during that time. And these fat bears, kind of like I mentioned earlier, really exemplify the richness of the area. What I think is really interesting about Katmai National Park is that this region is home to more brown bears than people. And it has the healthiest run of salmon on Earth, which I think is just very cool and very unique. All right, enough about the grizzly bears over in Alaska. Let's talk about the black bears you have been looking at for the past few minutes. We have Smokey and Bubba, our black bear duo here at the Stone Zoo. These two are brothers and were rescued from the wild. They were found in Georgia as cubs with no mom, and They were rescued and brought to a rehabilitation site in Tennessee. And once it came time for them to go out into the wild and be on their own, they were actually too reliant on people, so they would not have survived on their own in the wild. A big animal like a bear being reliant on people basically means that if they saw a person, they would think food and safety, which puts us and them in a very dangerous spot. So I talked a little bit about dormancy and hibernation earlier with those grizzlies. I'm hoping that you may be wondering, do Smokey and Bubba go into dormancy here at the Stone Zoo? And my answer for you is no, they do not. So around late October is when there is a steep decline in food, and the temperatures are of course dropping, and this kind of triggers dormancy for bears. Here at the zoo, of course, it does start to get colder, but they will still continue to have food. So this is really important that the bears do stay awake during the entire winter, because the zoo is open all year round. Zookeepers are here even in the winter, and they have to be able to take care of them. But in addition to that, they also need to continue to be trained. If you have tuned into other Zoo to You videos, you might know that our animals are trained to do things like participate in their own health care. And if they do not go through training for a long period of time, it's kind of like having to start over every single spring. So our bears do get a little sleepy and a little slower in the winter, but they will stay awake all year round. All right, before I tell you where on earth you can vote for your favorite fat bear during this week, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to be safe around bears. This is a season where bears are especially active as they are kind of searching for their last little bits of food. So I want to make sure that you all are prepared if you are, say, going for a hike and you may encounter a bear. Now, please keep in mind, all bear encounters are different, but here are just some ways that you can be prepared to be safe around bears. Bears are wild animals. Please give them respect and lots of space. Be a noisy hiker. You can do this by hiking in a group, or if you're by yourself, maybe you just have a bell on you, you maybe clap sometimes during your hike, maybe you even sing yourself a song, I don't know. But the noisier the hiker you are, the less of a chance you are going to encounter a bear, because they're likely not going to want to come anywhere near you. Kind of going along the lines of giving them lots of space, this is a really big time for bears to be munching on lots of food. If you encounter a bear eating food, give it even more space. They can be very protective of their food, so it's really important that you give them extra space. And lastly, if you are camping, just keep a clean campsite. If you have any trash or have any food, make sure it's in an airtight container and put somewhere else where the bears cannot get to it. But overall, just stay calm, respect them, respect their space, and you will be a-okay. All right, Danya, who's behind the camera, do you have any questions in the chat that I can answer?
One question that we had is, how old are they?
Ooh, excellent question. Our black bears, Smokey and Bubba, are 16 years old. They will be 17 in January. Alrighty, and so now is the time you've all been waiting for. How can you vote for Fat Bear of 2022? So you can follow along on the National Park Service website. So that is nps.gov. So that's National Park Service, just abbreviated to nps.gov. And on this website, you can attend online chats about the bears and Katmai's healthy ecosystem, which is really great if you want to learn a bit more. There are also bear cams so you can watch out for the black bears in the comfort and safety of your own home or office. And, of course, if you want to participate in the voting, or you just want to meet the contestants, you can go to fatbearweek.org, and every day there is a different poll, and you can choose your favorite fat bear, and make sure you tune in on October 11th, that is on Tuesday, to see who is crowned Fat Bear of 2022. You can also check out Katmai National Park's Instagram and Twitter for more information on Fat Bear Week. Alrighty, well, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's Zoo to You. I hope you learned a lot about bears and Fat Bear Week, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time. Bye!